So I have been bringing you guys a lot of Radiant Typhoon content. Now, typically it is for Genesis, but today's list is actually going to be for the TCG, and I think it's a really cool way to play Radiant Typhoon that's kind of unexplored in the TCG. It's something that I don't want to say the word I made up, but I put it together. I'm like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. Why don't we try it out? I think there's going to be a lot of logic behind this list. It's actually a blind second Radiant Typhoon list where you want to OTK your opponent, and it has some cool little text in here that I'm going to talk about. But just before we get into today's video, guys, make sure, if you haven't already, we're at Legendary Collectibles, which is my locals. This is the end of locals. Don't mind the garbage. There's whole big locals behind you. But Spanko 5% off, legendarycollectibles.com. Any Yu-Gi-Oh singles that you see in today's video, or just Yu-Gi-Oh singles in general, Spanko 5% off. Let's get right into the profile of my Radiant Typhoon deck that I think is a little bit different than most people. So this is going to look standard, right? 3 Swen, 3 Eldum, 1 Phonix, and 3 Chant. So this is kind of like your little Radiant Typhoon package. I've explained Radiant Typhoon a lot of times on the channel, but if you guys haven't already, I'll explain these cards real quick. Swen switches a spell, quick play spell. This is going to search a monster. This is kind of like your disruption where you summon it and then you can target up to 2, shuffle them both. This is kind of like we're only playing 1 because it's like a boss monster for you. And then 3 Chant because Chant gets you into your engine, okay? And I will say there is a 1 card Swen OTK, which I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video as well. So there's going to be a little combo at the end of the video. But Swen is just a 1 card OTK. Eldum pretty much does it as well, but I'll show you guys the Swen version of it, okay? So that's it for the Radiant Typhoon cards. Again, we're playing a smaller engine. I guess if you want to count this as part of the engine, is 3 MST. It's important that we get rid of back row in this deck. I think front row has never been a problem for this deck, and you guys will see the rest of it. Front row is not a problem at all. So what I mean by front row is monsters. Back row is the bigger issue. So we want to be able to deal with back row. Even if it's just 1 or 2 back row, like being able to deal with those is important, especially going second, because you want to be able to special summon these guys. Plus, if you can't deal with all the back row, having MST in the graveyard means you can still special summon them, and that's very, very important, right? So that's why we're still playing 3 MST. Then for the package that puts all of this together is the Tenpai package. So 3 Pydra, 2 Genroku, 1 Chandra, 1 Fadra, 1 Summoning, and 1 Kaimin. Funny enough, Kaimin's a quick play. If we had more of this, actually it'd be really funny, because you can actually Kaimin, then summon this off of a Kaimin because it's a quick play, and then get all of your combos off anyway. And then if you activate another quick play, then this can shuffle 2 cards. It's funny. It doesn't happen very often because Kaimin is just a one-off, but you know, it's a play that's there. But this package is really good because this is how essentially you're going to be able to put up a ton of damage on board. And the Radiant Typhoon package actually gets you into your Tenpai package, which is very important because you're not just playing 2 packages willy-nilly that don't get into each other. This package gets you into the Tenpai package to help you OTK. And again, it's just a 1 card combo. So if you're just opening 1 Swen and all hand traps or all, you know, breakers, whatever, you're going to be able to OTK your opponent every time. So that is it for the 2 engine pieces of the deck. I guess MST is non-engine, but you know, I'm going to count it as an engine here. So that's it for the engine. Now we have space to play a lot of non-engine, and the non-engine here is going to be very important. So, you know, any Tenpai build, we're playing 3 Fua and 3 Pearlia. I think it's important to play 3 and 3 because it's just good into today's meta in general. You can play it into anything essentially, and just being able to either have your opponent stop their turn, or they have to use like an Ash, for example, on one of these, or if they play into it, you draw a bunch of cards. Regardless of what it is, these are always going to be relevant for you. We're playing 3 of the Fallen and the Virtuous. This card is insane. Like being able to send Albion, pop a monster, and then on end phase set another one if you don't OTK your opponent is crazy. So 3 of the Fallen and the Virtuous, very, very important card. And again, this is what I mean by we have to worry about monsters. We're only worried about back row really, because you have so many good monster hate cards in this deck. So 3 of this is one of them. We're playing 3 Droplets, which is another monster hate card. We're playing 3 Raigeki, which is another monster hate card. So you guys can see, like, there are so many ways to deal with your opponent's monsters that you're not super worried about them having a pretty big board, because you can pretty much clear every board with this deck. And again, the really cool thing about Droplet is if you're activating this, chaining Droplet, sending this, then you can, you know, negate another monster, pop another monster. It is what it is. I'm sure you guys know how the Droplet stuff works. So Droplet works really well in this deck. And then for the last 3 cards, we're playing the 1 Called By, the 1 Talent, and the 1 Harpies. We are playing 3 MST, but again, like I said, you really don't want to deal with back row, so the Harpies is very important here. And I think Talent and Called By are just so important in today's format as well. So this is it for the deck. Again, a lot of non-engine here, and the non-engine essentially is to make your opponent stop playing or break their board. Again, all of these are really high impact cards. You're not playing Ash or Imperm or any of those cards because they might not be enough. You'd rather just let your opponent make a board and then go like Raigeki Droplet, break the entire board, and then OTK them, right? So that's why I like to play it this way with the breakers. I think it makes a lot more sense in this deck. So that's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards in the main deck.
Every card is a decision. Every deck is a statement. Every game is yours to win. That's why we created InfinityPRO, premium sleeves built for players who demand quality. No splits, no clouding, no compromises. With a sleek design, a perfect shuffle feel, and tournament-ready performance, InfinityPRO is made to elevate your game. Perform, Play with confidence. Unleash your game.
For the extra deck, again, you don't go into it super often. There's a few cards that you go into. So, of course, specifically the Tenpai stuff here, you're going to be going into. You have this the Bident, the Transcendent, and then the Trident Dragion. Kubelt, I'm a really big fan of this card. I'd never cut this card. So these cards you pretty much go into all the time. And the really cool thing about this deck, funny enough, with Trident Dragion, is that if you have extra bodies from the Radiant Typhoon cards, you can actually just use those to pop with this so that you can do more damage and attack multiple times, right? So that's just a really cool play. And then we're playing one Totem Bird as well as one number 75. These are kind of just both going first if you need to make a rank 3 with your monsters, like your Radiant Typhoon cards, you can do that as well. So just different options for you. We're playing 2 Albion, again, for the Fallen and the Virtuous. This makes a lot of sense. So nothing here so far has been kind of like crazy. And then same thing here, 1 Seal, 1 SP, very standard cards here that you would see in most of these lists. However, where it gets really cool is we're playing 1 Cherubini, which is important for your combo, 1 Promethean Princess, 1 of the Raging Phoenix, and then 1 Zealantis. So these are all really important because this is another OTK package for you. If it's not the synchros, these cards do it for you. And it's really strong because if your opponent has something to stop your synchro plays, this play on its own is going to be able to help you OTK your opponent. So you have multiple ways to OTK your opponent. You have multiple ways to break their boards, which is very relevant in a deck like this one. That's how you can kind of overcome anything you see in today's format, right? So that's it for the extra deck. I'll go through the side deck real quick and then I'll show you guys the combo. For the side deck, I'm actually I want to say this about the side deck. So it's going to be a little bit different than most side decks you see. I'll always say this, side decks are always going to be up to personal preference. However, I will say with this one, there was a little bit more logic put behind this side deck. So a deck like Tenpai and a deck like this one, you want to go second every time. Now, you're kind of playing a mind game with your opponent game 2 or game 3. Let's say you win game 1. You're playing a mind game where it's like, okay, is my opponent going to make me go first? And if they make me go first, am I going to be able to make a board or enough of a board? Because I'm playing breakers, right? So what do? Okay, do I play trap cards? Do I play Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment, whatever it is? But then the problem is, if your opponent chooses to go first again, then you set in all these trap cards that do nothing. So what I was really looking for was a way to be able to circumvent that always, and I'll show you guys how. So right here is kind of how you do it. We're just playing hand traps. So what I'm doing is for games 2 and games 3, when I don't have a choice of whether I want to go first or second, I'm always going to side these in because these are always good going first and second. So 3 Ash, 3 Bell, 3 Droll, 3 Imperm. Again, if I don't know I'm going first or second and I just side these in and take out my breakers, it's like, okay, cool. If he makes me go second, it's fine. I still have all these really good cards. If he makes me go first, it's like, cool. I'll make a very minimal board, have these in the backup, and then on my follow-up, I'm going to be able to OTK anyways. So this logic kind of helped me because it was able to kind of circumvent whether I'm going first or second. It doesn't matter which one I'm going. I'll be able to do something. Same thing with the 1 Magnamut. This is another card. If I don't know if I'm going first or second, side this in, just another hand trap. The only 2 cards that I sided in for specifically when I know I'm going first or think I'm going first is the 1 Grand Tusk and the 1 Drago. These are your seals targets over here. So if you know you're going up against a light or dark deck, or if it's not a light or dark deck, you make this guy. If it's light or dark, you make this guy. And essentially you just make seals and you kind of hope seals plus this or seals plus this is enough. For anyone who doesn't know, Grand Tusk is really cool because it just pops 2 cards when it's summoned. These are just 2 options for you. Other than these 2 though, everything else was built so that if I'm going first or second and I don't know which, it's going to be relevant. That's the thought I kind of put into the side deck. But let me show you guys what the 1-card combo is actually. It's a really cool 1-card combo. It's very easy to do. And all you need is a Swen. Doesn't matter what the other 4 cards is, it's just a Swen. So I'll show you guys how this works. So you'll special summon your Swen here, because again, you're going second here. Let's say we have Harpies or whatever, break your opponent's board, you have MST, whatever. You'll be able to special summon this, right? Special summon your Swen. You're going to be able to activate its effect, and then you're going to be able to get to Chant. You're going to activate your Chant, and then Chant is going to be able to get you to Eldum, and then you can special summon your Eldum here. Now, depending on what your hand looks like, with your Eldum, you can activate its effect to either search a Phonics. In this combo, I'm not going to search Phonics because I'm going to pretend that we have no other cards in hand. But in a hand where, let's say you have a second Swen or you have something else to normal summon, then you don't need to do it this way, and you could just search Phonics. In this case, let's say you have nothing, so you're going to go Eldum effect, search a monster, you're going to search another Swen, okay? That's in your hand. Now what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to use these 2, link them off into your Cherubini. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Cherubini, whatever it is. Now you're going to activate this effect, and this is going to let you dump a level 3 monster from your deck to the graveyard. The level 3 you're going to dump is your Pydra. Now you have Pydra in the graveyard. Okay, cool. What does that do? Well, you still have your normal summon because you haven't normal summoned. You only special summoned your monster. So you're going to normal summon your Swen. You're going to use these 2 cards, link them off, and and make your Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess is going to be able to activate its effect, special summon back your Pydra. Now you have Pydra effect live, and I'm not going to show you guys the rest of the combo because there's a million with different ways you can do it, but you can like go Pydra, for example, search Kaimin or search summoning depending on what's in your hand. Then you can go like summoning, search like, you know, Chandra, whatever. Like you guys can do it that way. Or if, you know, they stop your Pydra, let's say they have Imperm or something to stop your Pydra, then it's like, okay, cool, I'm going to link these two now into my Raging Phoenix into Zelantis. You guys kind of know how this stuff works, right? But the main point of this combo is to get you to this point right here where you have Promethean Princess and Pydra, and then from there you guys can kind of decide how your OTK is going to go. If your opponent, you know, has cards where you need to go Raging Phoenix, you go Raging Phoenix. If you have the ability to go all your synchro plays, then you go your synchro plays. So that's the amazing thing about this deck, and why I think this deck is actually really cool. And again, it's a concept that I put together that I haven't seen online before, and I'm trying to think with all these new cards, I'm trying to create different ways to play these decks, and I think this way is a way to play Tenpai in a format where I think Tenpai is not seeing a lot of play. And Cameron, can you just focus on it?
Why try and bring it back?
Why am I trying to bring it back? I'm trying to be creative. I'm trying to be a creative content creator.
Fuck, you better get something else.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's... Listen, no one wants to see this because they're scared of me. I'm telling you, they're scared of me.
I thought we were talking about Dracotail this entire time.
No.
And then I hear Tenpai.
Yep, Radiant Typhoon Tenpai. It's a real deck. See, I'm already getting hate on this. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Like I said earlier, we're at Legendary Collectibles here. Banko 5% off legendarycollectibles.com. You guys can get any of these cards that you guys see in today's video, but any other Yu-Gi-Oh singles as well. You guys can use my code. Save some money, especially before the holidays. Holidays are coming up. Save some money. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys all for watching. With that, thank you. Peace.